Africa, possibly representing the country in Israel, and we are all saying a resounding no to that issue. Of course, we don't support beauty pageants, but we will not have her represent our country in an apartheid state like Israel. Also on the show, we'll be talking about the big issue of the day, that is South Africa's energy crisis with energy analyst Tsepo Khadima. But right now, another very serious problem. North of our borders in Kenya, we'll be talking with human rights lawyer Husain Khalid about end enforced disappearances. Assalamu alaikum, welcome to the program. And yeah, serious matter indeed. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much for having me in the program.
Husain Khalid, you are the Executive Director of HAKI, HAKI Africa. You are a human rights lawyer, and you are calling for Kenyan people to say no to killings, disappearances, and torture. Is this directly related with the political powers in the country?
Thank you so much for that question. As you correctly put it, we have seen an increase, a sharp increase in cases of extrajudicial killings and forced disappearances and torture of Kenyans, partly due to crime in the country, partly due to violent extremism, and partly due to the political environment in the country with elections just around the corner. So we as human rights lawyers, as civil society organizations, have noted so far this year the numbers have more than doubled compared to last year, and we are not even done with the year. So we are very much concerned, and we are calling on the government to do more to arrest the situation and ensure the constitutional rights of Kenyans are guaranteed.
Do you believe that your voices will be heard?
We're doing everything we can. We believe that as Kenyans, we have a right to demand for peace and security. Article 29 of the Constitution of Kenya guarantees every person the right to security. So the state has an obligation to ensure that they deliver that particular fundamental right to Kenyans. We are also using international law under Article 2 of the Constitution. International law is recognized in Kenyan law, so we can actually go to court to demand that international law be applied in the country. Just last week, I was in Banjul, Africa, in Western Africa, where we validated guidelines to end enforced disappearances in Africa. And we will be calling on the Kenyan government to ratify those protocols and other conventions by the United Nations and the African Union, so that we can ensure that these rights are guaranteed. So yes, we are hopeful, although presently the situation is bleak, it's not promising, but we are committed to ensure that we see this fight through to the end.
Surely, leading up to the elections, undoubtedly there will be more and more killings, tortures, disappearances, because they are trying to silence voices that will challenge them. What about Amnesty International and the United Nations Human Rights Commission, etc.? Can you not reach out to them at this point in time to intervene rather now than later, when the situation possibly exacerbates?
It is true that with elections round the corner, the situation is bound to get worse. As you know, political critics will be shouting at the top of their voices presently, and states usually try to silence such voices. But then also, when it comes to issues of crime, you will find that the government will want to show that it's working. So again, use extra legal means to try and convince the people that they are working around security. So there's a myriad of issues that, make up a dangerous concoction. So we need to deal with this. We are already in contact with Amnesty International. We are working closely together to address this issue. As I said, last week I was in Banjul, the Gambia, with the African Commission on Human and People's Rights. So we are already bringing them on board. We've already written to United Nations to also intervene. So we are trying to explore every possibility to ensure that the next couple of months, at least up to the general elections, that we have all the actors working together to ensure peace is maintained in the country. This is, of course, no simple task, but we as Kenyans cannot give up on our country, and that is why we are working with all other actors to try and ensure we do our best to save lives and protect and promote human rights in Kenya.
Okay, so you are hoping for free and fair elections with United Nations and Amnesty International's presence in the country to ensure that we hope and pray it does happen. But does that also mean that you might need to have a peacekeeping corps with boots on the ground, or is that not necessary for now?
It is absolutely necessary. I mean, every assistance that we can get is, much needed and invited to come in. We know that in the past, elections have always attracted chaos and violence. In previous elections, we've seen people dying, we've seen many left without homes, many internally displaced. So this is a concern to many Kenyans who are fearful of the elections. So yes, we do need boots on the ground, peace corps. We need as many international but also local observers to be on the lookout. We need to monitor the rhetoric by politicians. Unfortunately, we've already begun seeing some of them engaging in ethnic and tribal allegations that then pit one community against the other. We've already sent signals out that anyone who engages in such kind of incitement, we will be reporting them to the international community, and if possible also get them charged in the International Criminal Court. So these are all concerns that we are experiencing presently. We've asked the politicians to tone down their rhetoric because it's causing tensions in the country, which may not be helpful as we approach the election. So we are doing what we can, hopefully, to maintain the situation and ensure peace is guaranteed as we approach the election.
Inshallah, we hope and pray that common sense and peace will prevail, but undoubtedly you seem to have covered all bases, and with all of those role players supporting you, let's hope and pray it will be a peaceful and open and fair elections. But we will be watching the space, and undoubtedly we'll be talking with you again in the future. Go well, and shukran for talking to us. Assalamu alaikum.
Inshallah, shukran wa alaikum salam.
Time 9:30, right here on News and Views on Salam Media.
These days, I'm more health conscious than ever. So tonight, it's stir fry for dinner, cooked in healthy Helios pure sunflower cooking oil. Helios is pure sunflower goodness, packed with omega-6. That's good for your heart, and is approved as part of the Heart and Stroke Foundation eating plan. Dinner's ready! Helios, pure sunflower cooking oil. A healthy family is a happy one. Alhamdulillah.